So concerning CEPAC, here in Quebec there are many national parks. It's a network of parks, and the management body of it is called the CEPAC, SEPAQ. So far, you've seen videos of me on Mont Saint-Bruno, on Mont Sentier, and now on Mont-Mégantic. Hopefully, in a couple of days, in Parc National du Mont-Mégantic. All these are part of the CEPAC network. Now, in Canada, there are also other parks that are either local, so not part of that network, or part of the Canadian network, which is Canada Parks or Parc Canada. So each of these organisms has its own management bodies, and whenever you need to look for trails, do not limit yourself to one network. Make sure to visit local parks as well as Canada Parks, and if you're in Quebec, the CEPAC network parks. It's not only about parks for hiking, it's also reserves, it's nature, it's very, very big. So make sure to go and check it, CEPAC, SEPAQ. And for now, going to our next vantage point from here on, basically it's all a downhill now. A while ago, we reached the highest point at around 840 meters. I don't know why this reminds me of the trolls in The Hobbit and The Lord of the Rings. So, yeah. That's it for CEPAC. Oh, what a weird tree. Non, non, c'est un point d'observation. C'est l'étang qui devrait être disparu. Mais c'est la passerelle. I still can't get enough from that beautiful silence. I've been sitting here at the Étang Disparu for about 20 minutes now. Maybe I should consider moving. I still have around 4 to 5 kilometers. I'm 8 kilometers in. This silence. This is gold. But it's time to head to our next point. So according to the map I have, the next point is going to be La Passerelle de la Chute, which is in about 500 meters. So you can take a look at that map, we started here and we did all the way up, and now the loop is turning and we're here. And we're gonna turn all the way and head back. I like paper maps. Yeah, I know I could download an app. I like paper maps. Anyway, the journey continues. So we just got here. Started here, took this road and did the different peaks, different observation points were here. And now that's gonna be the way back, Le Talweg, up till here and then get back to the initial destination. Heading for the cascade. Je suis un de ces rares immigrants qui ont parcouru plus que les locaux. Ouais. So this is apparently the Cascades observation point. Tu veux descendre? Là, il y a de la musique, on peut parler. And we just reached the next oh my god, the next observation point called l'Orée du Massif. Oh my god, look at that. I'm not sure, this does look like Mount St. Joseph, but from memory I remember there was an antenna up there. So, last stretch. This is the Petit Rivage observation point. As it states, we're kind of 2.3 kilometers away from the starting point, and it's kind of a beautiful point. Look at that. There's this tiny river. Look at these tiny Christmas trees. That's the river, which slows down to a pond standpoint underneath a mountain. This is beautiful. Last stretch. I'm well fed. I drank lots of water, which is crucial. So my backpack weighs way less. And that's it, the last stretch before I tell you why I had such an emotional thing concerning hiking on that mountain. I just love small bridges. There's something about them I love. And we're back to square one. That was the hiking trail for today. Remember that? That's where it started. Coffee time. So today was a total of 13 kilometers hike. They were ideal conditions, so on days like that you could actually do pretty well with low hiking shoes, no need for big boots. I didn't even need my walking sticks, unless you have bad knees or something like that. You'll do away with it. Try to have around between 2 and 3 liters of water with you for such a long hike, especially on a hot day like today. Conditions were amazing, soil was dry, it was a dense forest but clear path, and there is ascension. This is what basically makes it a little bit hard. I met lots of people along the way, and this is one thing I love about traveling solo, is meeting people and talking to people. No strings attached, and just living genuine moments, because you don't have to pretend anything else. You're just gonna meet them for the duration it's gonna take, and then everyone goes their way. Now, as to my story, speaking of bad knees, I do have a problem with my right ankle and sometimes with my knee. 4 years ago, I visited Mount St. Joseph. It is similar in difficulty, but 4 years ago, I was ill-prepared, both mentally and physically, and for the sake of the hike itself. I didn't know what it used to take. I did not sleep properly. I did not properly prepare my body prior to going for such a big hike in the weeks that preceded. I did not have a good breakfast that day, and I thought I might get away with it. So I ended up aiming for a massive hike with no food in my system, very bad sleep, no physical preparation, no nutritional preparation. And on top of that, it rained the day before and it was really muddy. And I did not give it much thought, but I had on my back my whole camera equipment gear, which was something around 40 pounds, 16, 17 kilos, that be. Somewhere along the path, and I was alone on that mountain, because it was not the perfect conditions for a hiking trail. Somewhere along that mountain, I had to stop. I was out of breath. My heart was beating and pumping so hard that it was all I could hear in my ears. It was drumming, heavily drumming in my ears. And for a moment, I had to stop and sit on the mud and just contemplate the very fact that something really bad could happen to me and nobody will know. There wasn't even cell phone signal to call for help. It was a bit of a reckoning moment. So I gathered my strength and I was able to carry on. But then, along the way, on my way down, my knee and my ankle started acting out, and I forgot my walking sticks. And I couldn't find a proper stick. So I had to basically walk for 5 kilometers downhills, very steep downhills, with a very painful knee, with an dysfunctional ankle, alone. So it was quite the, I'm not going to say traumatic, but it was quite the shocking experience. This is why before planning my actual hike, my actual solo adventure trip, my 2025 solo adventure trip, I decided to be smart about it. I prepared physically for it, I prepared in matters of gear and equipment. I was smart about it basically. I didn't carry any extra weight, I was properly equipped. But still I didn't know how my knees and ankles were gonna react and act. Well, I think the past 6-7 months physical conditioning I applied paid off well. It's true I feel a fragility in my ankle right now as we speak, but it did not cause me any problem, and I didn't even have to use my walking sticks. So coming back 4 years later to Lac Mégantic and climbing this amazing mountain once again was more of an emotional challenge to myself, and I wanted to come full circle because I'm headed in a different direction now in my life. I'm on a very good path in my life, and I'm trying to transmit and transfer that to you, both in my knowledge but also in my vibe and in my energy and in my advice and in everything I see. So that's for the story that gave me some adrenaline rush and some stage fear before taking this 13 kilometers walk, which is kind of easy to say, but it's a solid walk. So upon this, I shall finish my coffee here in the beautiful nature and head back to the motel. Enjoy a nice, refreshing supper, and take you tomorrow with me, not on a hike, but to a very beautiful town in eastern Quebec called Thetford Mines, to do some town tourism. Thank you all for watching. I hope my videos are hitting the right spot, and I hope I'm getting better. If you have advice to give me, or if you have other things you wish I did, put them in the comment below. My goal is to bring to you the same things I feel, so let me know. And I'm learning along the way how to become a better vlogger, because this also is part of being in good health. So thank you for watching, and see you next time.